Welcome back to Commerce Classes, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever or whenever you see this video. Hope you and your family are safe and healthy. Praying to the God, ultimate power, right? Okay, so you can see, as you can see over the screen, the our ongoing topic is business services, right? And in the previous part, in the part one, we have gone through the basic intro of what are services and goods, the basic few distinctions between services and goods, features or the nature of services, that is intangibility, inconsistency, inseparability, inventory, and involvement, and various types of services: business services, social services, and personal services. So, our chapter is based on business services. And as you can see over here, the left hand side, the bottom left, business services include banking, insurance, transportation, warehouses, and communication. And these all are the topics we are going to discuss in the coming parts of the video series, right? So today we are going to cover the banking services in depth. Normally, you will be aware that you are seeing the various banks in your surroundings, right? Various types of national, private, cooperative banks. So, banking are the very much important institution of the economy, right? For providing the institutional credit to its customers. Basically, the description of banking companies are or banks are, right? A banking company in India is the one which transacts the business of the banking, which means accepting for the purpose of lending and investment of deposits of money from the public, repayable on demand or otherwise, and withdrawable by checks, drafts, order, or otherwise, or any other forms, right? In simple terms, a bank accepts money on deposit, repaid on demand, and also earns a margin of profit by lending money. So, the bank's organization or the operations is surrounded by money itself. A bank stimulates economic activity in the market by dealing in money, right? So it mobilizes the saving of people and makes fund available to business financing their capital and revenue expenditure, both. It also deals in financial instruments and provides financial services for a price. And what is that price? Interest, discounts, commissions, etc. So you can see there are various types of banks. And what are the basic types? That are commercial banks. And commercial banks are further subdivided into private sector and public sector. We'll go or we'll explain, we'll read in this in depth. The next type of bank is cooperative banks. The third one is specialized banks, and the final one is central banks. So, the first type is commercial bank. What do you mean by commercial bank? So, commercial banks are institutions dealing in money, right? This is a general example, a general definition of bank. But these are governed by, in India, Indian Banking Regulation Act 1949. And according to it, banking means accepting deposits of money from the public for the purpose of lending or investment. Means on one side they will accept the money from the general public, and on the other side of the hand they lend to the various companies or institutions, right? So as you can see, there are two types of commercial banks. One is private sector and the other is public sector. So what do you mean by these banks? So public sector banks are those in which the government has a major stake. Public sector, right? Government has a major stake, and they usually need to emphasize on social objectives than on profitability. This is a general definition. No doubt the banks do the businesses, right? But yes, in public sector banks, the emphasis is on social objectives. Private sector banks, on the other side, on comparative, are owned, managed, and controlled by private promoters. And they are free to operate as per market forces. Market forces means demand and supply, right? There are a number of public sector banks and private sector banks. For example, in India, Public sector banks are State Bank of India, Punjab National Banks, right? And many other. And in private sector banks, HDFC Bank, ICICI Bank, Kotak Mahindra Bank, and so on. So these were the few basic examples of public and private sector banks. The next is cooperative bank. Cooperative banks are governed by the provisions of State Cooperative Societies Act and meant essentially for providing cheap credit to their members. It is an important source of rural credit, that is agricultural financing in India. Cooperative, you will see Sahakari banks and many other cooperative banks, right? In various rural villages areas, right? So that in that areas, the main purpose of cooperative banks is to promote agriculture, right? Okay. Moving forward to specialized bank. Specialized banks are foreign exchange banks, industrial banks, development banks, export import banks, catering to the specific needs of these unique activities. As the name goes on, specialized, right? So, banks are created for some specific purpose, specific needs. These banks provide financial aid to industries heavy turnkey projects and foreign trade, right? So these are specialized banks. The next is central bank. The central bank of any country, not only in India, in any country, supervises, controls, and regulates the activities of all the commercial banks of the country, of that country in that jurisdiction, right? It also acts as a government banker. It controls and coordinates currency and credit policy of any country. Like in India, we have Reserve Bank of India as the central bank of our country, right? So these were the basic four types of banks. Now, going forward to the functions of commercial bank. Now we are focusing on one functions of these commercial banks, right? Generally, the functions of all the banks are more or less same, but yes, as per the nature or the types goes on, few there are few distinctions, right? So now we are going to take a look on the functions of commercial banks. Now, just don't look at these points. Just think upon, if you are going to a bank, what are the facilities that the bank is providing? What are the services that the bank is providing? Just think about it. The bank deposit or take money from you, that is deposit, accept the deposit, right? The bank, when you are in need of the fund, right? The bank remit those funds, right? On the other hand, how does the bank earn profit? By lending of funds. To whom it lends? To the various industries, individuals, in terms of loans and other forms, right? What are the other basic other facilities what which the banks gives? Check facility and other allied services. Like allied services, if you could say, I can give the example, right? Like locker facilities, underwriting services, collection of dividend, insurance premium on behalf of you on the basis of standing instructions. These are called allied services with the help of banking facilities, right? So now we will take in description these points. First point, remittance of fund. The saline function of commercial bank is of providing the facility of fund transfer from one place to another. Maybe it is on the within the same city or maybe in other cities or any other country even, right? So the transfer of fund is administered by using bank drafts, pay orders or mail transfers. There are various ways of remittance of fund, right? The banks issues a draft for an amount of its own branches. The pay can present the something so the remittance of fund can be from various sources like EFT, that is electronic fund transfer or ATM, automated teller machines, debit card, credit card, or various e-banking or online banking, right? So these were the basic sources from where you can get the funds, you can withdraw the funds from banks, right? Next point, next function of the banks are acceptance of deposit. This is the simple point. Like deposits are the basis of the loan operations. If the general public doesn't give any deposit or doesn't deposit their money, how can the bank provide loan to the others or the companies? Right? So this is the basis of loan operations. Since banks are both borrowers and lenders, they borrow from the general public and lend to the needy persons. As borrowers, they pay interest, and as lenders, they grant loans and get interest. These deposits are generally taken through current account, savings account, fixed deposit, etc. So, current account deposits can be withdrawn to the extent of the balance at any time without any prior notice. There are few conditions attached to every sources of acceptance of deposits, right? Saving account, for example, saving accounts are for encouraging savings by individuals. Banks pay rate of interest as decided by RBI, that is the Central Bank of India. Withdrawal from these accounts has some restrictions in relation to the amount as well as number of times in a given period or a month, right? While on the other side, fixed accounts or fixed deposits are time deposits with higher rate of interest as compared to the saving accounts, a premature withdrawal of which is permissible but with a fine or penalty or with a percentage of interest being forfeited. This was the acceptance of deposit. The next function is lending of funds. This is the major activity of a commercial bank. Like it provides loans and advances out of the money received through deposits. These advances can be made in the form of overdraft. Means if you go to a bank and ask for money or ask for a loan, right? You want to borrow something. So that can be in the form of overdrafts, cash credits, discounting of bills, loans, consumer credits, and other miscellaneous small advances, a home loan, a vehicle loan, any other, right? So the funds lent out by banks contribute a great deal to trade, industry, transport, and other business activities. So that for this, the banks are treated as the economic backbone of any country because they facilitate other business to do business, right? The next function is check facility. Banks render a very important service to their customers, like by collecting their checks drawn on other banks. Means if you want to provide me some payment, you give a check to bank, so the bank will collect on my behalf from your bank. It is my revenue and it is your cost, right? So the check is the most developed credit instrument, a unique feature and function of banks for withdrawal of deposits. It is the most convenient and an inexpensive medium of exchange. There are normally we see in the market that there are two types of checks, mainly a bearer check, which are encashable immediately. If you provide that bearer check to the bank will give you the funds immediately. And on the other side, the second type of check is crossed check, which are to be deposited only in the payee's account, right? Which cannot be encashed, which are only deposited in the accounts. And the last one is allied services. Allied services in additions to these other four functions, banks also provide the services of bill payments, locker facilities, underwriting, right, and many more. These are only illustrative. They also perform other services like buying and selling of shares and debentures on your behalf, on client's behalf, right, and other personal services like payment of insurance premium. If you provide the standing instruction to the bank that please deduct my life insurance premium every year on 18th or 19th of December, so the bank will do that, right? Collection of dividend means if you invested in the company's stock, so the bank will collect the dividend which is declared by the company on your behalf, right? So these were the basic functions of commercial banks. And as I said now, there are various types of remittance of funds. There can be a few MCQs asked in the form of filling the blanks or multi-choice questions, right? So take a look on online banking or e-banking. Now, as you can see that through internet, I am providing the conceptual knowledge of these business studies and management chapters and many others through internet. So internet serves the major tool in doing the business, right? So today e-banking or online banking is a very important part in each and everyone's life. So, in simple terms, internet banking means any user with a PC, personal computer, or a laptop or a mobile banking, and a browser, that is internet, can get connected to the bank's website to perform any of the virtual banking functions and avail any of the banking services. There is no human operator to respond to the needs of the customer, right? The bank has a centralized database that is a web enabled or a cloud based nowadays, the famous one, right? In this new digital marketplace, banks and financial institutions have started providing services over the internet. Due to There are many advantages to it because it captures many of the market in even in the rural areas. You can connect through the internet, right? So these types of services provided by the banks on the internet called e-banking, which lowers the transaction costs, adds value to the banking relationship, and empowers customers. E-banking is electronic banking, right? E stands for electronic banking or banking using electronic media, right? So this was the basic description of online banking and EFT, ATM, debit card, and credit card, which you would be normally using in your day-to-day life, right? So this now the concept in the in the banking services areas. If you say what are the benefits of these banking services areas, uh, if you go and if you analyze that, yes, bank will is or are the economic or economy backbone of any country, right? So here our the concepts end of banking services. Hope you liked it and hope you understood the concept, and in case of any doubt, please do comment. In our next class we are going to cover other types of business services. Thank you and stay safe.